explaining all the 4 endings that we know of, that we're relatively certain of at this point, on how to get. Tiggs was the first in the world. If you guys want to see him go through Terminal and not experience, this walkthrough will not guide you through Terminal. And we do not know all of the quests, depending on which ending you have, what quests you may have to do in Terminal. We may all have to do the same exact thing inside of Terminal. I honestly don't think that's the case, though. I think depending on which ending you get, there are going to be different things you have to do inside of Terminal. So I will direct you guys to Tiggs on his YouTube, TIGZ. That's his YouTube channel. Go ahead and check it out on YouTube, or his Twitch if you really want to check him out. But he's first in the world to escape Tarkov ever. Congrats to him. But now we're going to go down the pathways. So there are 4 pathways. And I want to try to be as clear as possible. There's a few places where the storyline strays here, and a few where it doesn't really matter. So confirmed the Survivor quest line. You're going to come across the briefcase from Falling Skies. You're going to then decide to give it to Prapor or keep it from Prapor. This decision is important, but not too important, honestly. It actually turns out it just depends how much work you want to do. I kept the case from Prapor. If you give the case to Prapor, you then have to go talk to Kerman. Kerman tells you you're dumb and tells you to go to Lightkeeper. You then have to go through all the quest line to unlock Lightkeeper. You get Lightkeeper. You get the case back. Now, when you get the case back, or if you keep it, they then lead to this next decision. So no matter which one you do, you come back to the same point. This just changes how much Prapor likes you. Is what that first decision does. So no matter what, you then get the briefcase back and you go to Mr. Kerman, or you just keep the briefcase and you bring it to Mr. Kerman. He tells you, hey, trust me, let's unlock it. If you say, no, forget you, Kerman, I don't trust you, you then have to go, he says, okay, goodbye, and he blocks you and he never talks to you again. You then have to go back to Prapor, pay 500 mil, do a bunch of quests, like kill 50 PMCs or kill 50 things on streets, kill 4 PMCs in a single raid. You do a bunch of stuff. And then that's after you do that, after you pay 500 million rubles. And then you get access to Terminal. It costs you 5 million rubles per run. Whatever guns you go into Terminal with, whatever kit you have on inside of Terminal, you will keep it. If you die inside Terminal, you will literally load back in your stash with all your gear still. If you die on your way there, you obviously won't. Now, when approaching Terminal Gate as well, just a side note, do not have any weapons out. Do not have a melee out even. The guards will kill you on sight. So you cannot have anything out. You have to have, nothing in your hands. Put everything in your backpack. And then go approach the gate, and that's the exit Terminal. If you guys want a guide for Terminal, once again, go to Tiggs' YouTube channel. I'll try to make one in the future. Okay, so that's the route. If you decide not to work with anybody, you eventually have to work with Prapor. Okay, so now when you get the case, difference, we're going to the rest of them. That is the Survivor one. Here's images of that screen and that achievement on screen. Now, if you guys want the other 3 endings or curious how the other 3 endings are, when you get this case, decide to work with Kerman. Leads to the other 3 options. You trust him, you then unlock the case, you then get an RFID card, and with that RFID card, you then try it and it doesn't work. Okay? You then get to decide if you want to hand over incriminating evidence or not. Okay? Which means you need to do all of those other main quest lines in the main story. They're like side quests to the main story. They're like, they are already here, Blue Flame, Terror Group Employee, like all these other weird ones. I forget what they're all called. But you're then going to have to complete all of those. Labyrinth, which is already a guide on my channel if you guys want to check it out. Complete all of those and hand over the evidence to Kerman. If you do that, he is then going to send you on a crazy quest line where you have to go do stuff with the BTR driver, do stuff to get your fence rep higher, help this guy this contact he has get from woods to reserve using the BTR. You're going to do all these things, and then you have to build solar, and building solar will unlock a craft of a keycard that takes a few hours that lets you go to Terminal. Now that is one ending, which I am going to predict is the savior ending. The ending that stops Terror Group. You and Mr. Kerman together are stopping Terror Group from literally taking over the world and nuking the world, as letting the world crumble and become the governing force of the fucking world. That's what it seems like from the lore so far. So if you then get the choice, going backwards now again, that's ending number 2. We think it's savior. Okay? We still have the Fallen ending and the Debtor ending, which Debtor is Lightkeeper and Fallen is Escape from Tarkov, only the fall in the darkness. And it looks like two hands shaking, one's a skeleton with a knife going through a stack of money. Explain this so that you guys know which ending is which. You guys can kind of put them together. I will show them all on screen as I talk about them, though. So if you get to the choice where you decide to hand over incriminating evidence for terror group or not, and you decide not to, this leads to the last two of the 4 endings. Now, if you choose not to, Kerman says, okay, goodbye, blocks you. You're out of the loop on with Kerman now. You then have the choice to go Lightkeeper or Prapor. Okay, if you go Lightkeeper, he's going to make you find some maps. He's going to make you kill 30 PMCs on woods and hand over 100.
I'm beaming these kids, bro.
Thank you for the follow. Sorry, guys. These alerts shouldn't be on right now, but it's okay. If you decide to help Lightkeeper, you get the maps. You go kill 30 PMCs, hand over 100 dog tags, find Cultist Ambulance, and then you wait, and you have to use Blue Folder's Vintel to the Lightkeeper to get keycards to enter terminal. You then go through, and you'll probably get the Debtor ending. Here is the screenshot of it. Hence why it's pretty clear this is likely the Lightkeeper ending is this one right here. If you choose not to help him and you don't go to Lightkeeper, you also have the choice to go to Prapor. Now, if you go to Prapor, he'll, let's see, he asks you to do a bunch of things. He asks you to deliver 40 armor repair kits, hand over a Theta, an Epsilon, or a Gamma, deliver 50 pieces of advanced military electronics, and then he asks you for $1 million as well. And then you likely will get a key card that accesses terminal, and you have to pay some amount of money per, ticket to go into terminal. And this will likely be the fallen ending. You will likely be backstabbed or something like that. I'm not exactly sure. That's likely the ending where a dude comes out and shoots you. We saw a trailer of that in the trailer. I'll try to include a slight snippet of that if I can, maybe not. But those are our 4 endings so far. And I'm relatively certain all those. I will make specific guides for each of these in the future, but that is as far as we know the endings so far. It seems like the first case decision isn't a very big deal, but the big deal is deciding to work with Kerman with the incriminating evidence or not. If you do, it is going to be a very hard, very, very hard path to go. And I think it's going to be the best path to go. So you're going to have to complete all of the side quests, all of them, all the side story quests. You're going to have to then go get a ton of fence rep, a ton of BTR rep, do all the BTR quests, help out this guy who is friends with Kerman, get him in the right spot. And then you're probably going to have the hardest tasks within terminal. Like I said, I think they're going to be different. So you're also going to have the hardest tasks to do inside of terminal. Likely not the same ones that Tiggs had to do for his survivor ending. And then if you decide not to hand over the evidence, you then have the path split for your last 2 options, which are easier, it seems like to me. The Prapor one, which is the fallen one, the worst ending, is likely the easiest because you just have to do those 3 tasks and then you're done. Versus if you go the Lightkeeper path, you also have to kill a ton of PMCs on woods. You need to hand over a ton of dog tags. You need to go find amulets. You need to do all this crazy stuff, which I cannot imagine finding amulets will be any easy. So those are the 4 endings. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will have more and more guides coming out in the future. Thank you guys so much for the incredible support you've had on my recent videos. I really thought people wouldn't like to see these videos because there's tons of people making them, but the Tarkov lore is amazing. I love it, and I'm happy to bring it to you guys. So thank you guys so much for watching. We'll catch you guys on the next one.